on scrap as well as reduce the outgo of organic. India is self-sufficient in scrap. It just needs to have the system and processes in place so that scrap sorting, collection, recycling will become much more common. स्टील इंडस्ट्री में मानव इलेक्ट्रिक कैसे प्रभाव पड़ा है जो स्टील लास्ट वन उसमें वो लाइसेंस होते हैं यही होता है लाइसेंस from that is what especially the stainless steel manufacturer जो अपना स्टील मेकिंग के लिए इम्पोर्टेड स्टेनलेस स्टील स्क्रैप वो करती है most of it comes from Middle East. That is also what the so these are issues. And one of our speakers also talked about the steel supply chain is like quite long, I see across the world. And looking at all these issues, there's a need for India to reduce dependence on steel.
One of our panelists mentioned in the inaugural session was, to make for sustainability, recycling is very important. And for that, we need to ensure that every steel that is produced, we know where it is, it is. And once it is end of life, we bring it back and use it as a raw material for steel making. In this case, we will not be relying much on mining iron ore, and that's why we will make this entire steel production much more sustainable. The second is in terms of reducing the carbon gas emission, and which is where a lot of work has been happening in terms of using hydrogen for steel making, using power which is required for steel making, using renewable power for steel making. So these are various, I think, three high headline point initiatives which have been taken by the steel industry. Experts from McKinsey talk about it. I think the view that I picked up from what they said was that there's a great opportunity for the Indian steel industry in terms of very, very steady demand from all the sectors of the consuming sector, whether it is infrastructure, defense. All these sectors are actually, have a huge demand for steel. However, there are a lot of challenges that the Indian steel industry need to navigate. There's increasing pressure on decarbonization, on meeting the emission of greenhouse gases. There is much more, risk as far as the supply chain is concerned, because the supply chain for steel making is very global. There's dependency on metallurgical coal from international sources. So there are various such challenges, ahead of the Indian steel industry. But nevertheless, as I think one of our speakers said, that Indian steel industry has the opportunity and also the responsibility to build India faster.
Sir, what message would you like to give to young entrepreneurs who want to enter the steel sector?
One of the areas which is very promising and the entrepreneurs can look at is in terms of the recycling of steel, putting up facilities for sorting, segregation, and helping them in the waste or the scrap for it to be recycled. This is an area which is now need of the hour, and not much focus has gone into this area so far. And this would be a great area for young entrepreneurs to look in terms of designing technologies for efficient segregation and sorting and packaging and baling of steel scrap. It generates scrap. It is helping them connect with the buyers who need scrap through a digital platform. So our digital platform has all the companies which, such as auto component manufacturers, which generate scrap as a process of manufacturing auto components. They are looking in terms of buyers for them. They are looking in terms of smooth evacuation of the scrap, and they're looking at realizing the good price, for their scrap. We are connecting them to organizations which need scrap for steel making, which are electric arc furnaces, processors, remelters, and that's how we are, building by connecting them and helping strengthen the ecosystem. We have also brought the other participants of the value chain, recyclers, processors. A lot of this trade needs finance, and we have brought in the financiers, the quality inspectors, all the participant or stakeholders in the value chain on the digital platform. What is the quantity of scrap that India imported last year?
7 to 8 million tons was imported. Around 7 to 8 million tons of scrap was imported last year.
What is the economic value?
Economic value would be roughly around how much 3.5 to 4,000 crores of rupees.
How is going to be in next 5 years? What kind of expectations do you have? The industry is having.
So, as all the panelists during the conference said, the first session of the conference said, there is a chance that the imports might increase, the dependency on imports might increase, but where we foresee, on account of measures that is being taken by the government and the private sector also, this dependency, domestic generation of scrap is enhancing. Last year our consumptions has increased, but imports have come down a bit as compared to FY25. So domestic generation of scrap is increasing. So at this stage, while there is in general, one would say that imports should increase, but moving forward is something it will evolve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Largest importer of steel scrap in the world, and as some of our panelists said in the morning, it could easily become the largest importer of steel scrap. And hence, and many countries which are actually exporting scrap to India today have realized how important steel scrap is for steel making, and they are putting embargoes on import or export of scrap from their countries, to outside. And that's why India has to develop the ecosystem to make sure that every steel that gets produced is collected, sorted, processed, and brought back for steel making. That will not only reduce our dependence on imported scrap, but will also reduce our outgo on foreign exchange. mjunction, as I said earlier, is working on both the sides. On one hand, we are helping steel companies which generate scrap find customers, discover prices. On the other hand, we are actually helping companies which need scrap for steel making in terms of sourcing, scrap through our platforms. So our digital platforms is aimed to connect people who generate scrap with people who need scrap for steel making, and we are bringing the two sides together on our digital platform, providing them transparency and helping strengthen the value chain, because this value chain has various stakeholders. It has processors, it has recyclers, it has financiers, and unless everybody comes on, and contributes to the ecosystem, we will not achieve the dream of making India self-sufficient in scrap. Thank you very much. I'll take a pause now.